Welcome back to the channel. And there's no way this came out after we did that tier list on Gaming News Weekly and we talked about the romances of the game of all the Mass Effect games. We went through the tier list. We had a good old time. Y'all should definitely go see it. I might have to clip it or something and put it up on the channel for everybody else to see. Or y'all can just go watch the whole fucking Gaming News Weekly live. I'm gonna just link it somewhere. But I read this article so you don't have to. And it was like Mass Effect Andromeda's romance should inspire Mass Effect 4. For one, I'm glad they put ME4 and not ME5. Thank you. Because some of these dumbass journalists keep putting ME5 like that is not a sub game. Like Andromeda is not a sub game. It doesn't have a number for a reason, bro. Mainline, sub game. Get the fucking terminology right. God damn. But other than that, ME4 is exactly what I want to see. And they said a romance for Mass Effect Andromeda should inspire ME4. And I got to thinking, when I first read this, I'm like, what romance could they be fucking talking about? Because there's only one good romance that I remember, and that's with Cora. That's with fucking Cora. They had a picture of Peebee there, and I'm like, I know they're not picking Peebee's romance, because that motherfucker was scuffed. It was alright. It was cool, but like, she's a thotty. And she's only interested in the fucking remnant anyway. But she do give you a badass fucking robot that fight with you. A little drone thing. That motherfucker's lovely. I enjoyed that thing, so it's fine. I understand. But no, they were talking about the romance with fucking Gil. And y'all seen the tier list. That nigga Gil was at the bottom of the that nigga Gil's romance is fucking garbage. He's the engineer, bro. There's no spend time events with this nigga Gil. You talk to that nigga in the engineering deck. It's like you're trying to romance fucking Engineer Adams. Who the fuck? That nigga don't do shit with his life but clean the fucking engine. Fucking repair parts. Get the fuck out of here, bro. But no, they talk about in this romance, like towards the end, you can, cause you know, I forget, cause I swear, I think I was his friend in one playthrough, and like female writers playthrough, because I think he's a gay character, and you could like persuade him to like become a parent, in Andromeda, and then like they say, if you romance him, y'all can like co-parent some kids in Andromeda, but like the game ends, you don't really get to see it. But they want that type of dynamic to be in the next Mass Effect game. And I started thinking, I'm like, okay, they reference like, okay, human and human baby, human and Asari baby is a Asari daughter, or you can just adopt a fucking kid. Like either one of those works, but get to be a parent with your romance in the next Mass Effect game. And I start thinking critically, real quick, like I'm like, I kind of understand as a fan, that would be great. Like you go, yo head canon, like Shep and Ash, they start a whole little military family. Ash coming from a military family. I think the Shep that I had romance Ash with comes from a military family. They just build a whole nother military family. That shit would have been lovely. But we don't know if that's how the story goes. But after that, even if you don't play Shep in the next Mass Effect game, it's a Mass Effect game. It's gonna be fucking good. But how would they do the family thing when Mass Effect games aren't structured like a game like Elder Scrolls, where you can go home to your wife and kid, or like Fable, where you could just have wives and kids every fucking where. Fable, you have hella fucking kids. You just popping babies out with every bitch in Albion, bro. And you just walk around. You got kids. They grow up a little bit. They don't grow up too old. I think they just stop at like kid age. But they start as a little, you know, a newborn baby. They get to be infant. They crawl around. And they become kids. You come back home. They kids. But like Mass Effect, time doesn't progress like in other games. Like in Mass Effect, all the games take place in a couple months. The first game was a couple months. The second game was a couple months. Even though it was 2.5 years after the first game, it still took a couple months to kill the Collectors. And it took a couple months to build the motherfucking Crucible and destroy the Reapers. So Mass Effect always takes place in a couple months, bro. How would they get your romance together in that couple months and then y'all get a kid? Unless the kid is just like an after credit thing. But then it wouldn't really matter to the romance, would it? So you could just like fanfic that shit up, just like I just did with Shep and Ash being military family, nigga, making military family. You could just fanfic that shit up at that point. Because it wouldn't add anything to the game. Unless like the game takes place as the parent, then the parent dies. like Alec Ryder. I wish you got to play as Alec Ryder before he died, and then you got to play as his goddamn kids. But other than that, like unless you playing as the parent, being a badass, and then you die, and like that's like the prologue to the main story where you play as the kid, then I don't understand because like it could be a Fallout 3 thing where you because Fallout 3 did the parent thing. You get born, you got to learn to walk. Like I understand the want for that, the whole family thing, but I don't think it works in Mass Effect 7. That's all I'm saying. They could try to make it work, but I don't want them to shoehorn in some family shit because they tried with Andromeda. It would have been better if Alec Ryder lived longer. It would have been better if Alec Ryder lived longer because you actually got to see this. Because you get to see this nigga going off for one mission. Then he dies in the same mission. Get the fuck out of here. I wanted to see Dad be Pathfinder. That nigga was a real dog. He was supposed to be a real dog. Then he just dies. I mean, he saves you, but he just dies. That thing happens. And then, why the fuck didn't the twin get to join a team when they finally wake up? I talked about that on Gaming News Weekly, and that shit still frustrates me to this day. Why the fuck didn't your twin get to join your party after they woke up? That would have made the game so much fucking better. Because having two of you, because you remember, they're both synchronized with Sam, they're going to do that dog shit together. They could have been a dynamic duo running rampant on Andromeda Galaxy. They fumbled both of those things. They fumbled that. So if they could reconcile that in the next Mass Effect game, then I could kind of see it working. But we don't know the story. We don't know what the main villain is going to be. Hopefully, is it Leviathan? Because they gave fucking Corypheus a chance to be a main villain, even though it ended up being soulless the whole time. They had Corypheus the face of villainy for a whole game. They definitely better give Leviathans the time to shine, because there's no way they tell Shep, you destroy the Reapers and we taking back our galaxy. And then this nigga's, how many years has it been? It has to be hundreds of years, because Liara is old as fuck in that trailer. They got new ships and new technology, all kind of shit. Liara's old as fuck now. So like, Leviathans better be the fucking enemy, bro. I ain't gonna be pressed if it's not, but I kind of think they deserve that spot. If Mass Effect 4 comes, Leviathan deserves to be the main villain, but this is not about the main villain. We can make another video about that. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. I'm gonna end this right here. Do you think a whole family dynamic in the romance for Mass Effect would be a good idea? Let me know down below, and I'll see y'all in the next one.